I'm head of design at Francesco Group hairdressing salons. We operate 32 hairdressing salons around the Midlands. Ride to Spa is a charity cycle ride. We are riding from Silverstone, the UK's biggest and most famous Formula 1 track, to Spa in Belgium. We're cycling 400 miles in 4 days, so 100 miles a day, raising money for 5 charities, which all mean something to every member of Team Ride to Spa.
Okay.
There's 22 people riding, and so far we have raised over £12,000.
Oh wow, yeah. That's very good. You haven't even done it yet.
Yeah, it's amazing.
Yeah.
It's brilliant.
So how did this project come about?
It came about, I myself have multiple sclerosis.
Okay.
I was diagnosed back in 2007.
Right.
With relapsing remitting multiple sclerosis after some funny symptoms. I got numb legs, went into hospital. They didn't know what it was. I was in hospital for a few days, having been poked and prodded and tested and all sorts. They still weren't aware of anything, so they let me go home. Then they sent me for an MRI scan at Cannock about a month after, when my legs were fine at that point, and the MRI scan showed up lesions in my brain and spine, which was indicative of multiple sclerosis.
Right, yeah.
As soon as I was diagnosed, I then had another relapse. I think due to the stress of being told you've got MS, which paralysed the left half of my torso. Then from there, because I'd had the 2 relapses in a couple of months, I qualified to receive medication.
Right.
So I've been taking Avonex beta interferon, once weekly, self-administered injection. So, and then from there, I don't know if it was, basically me and my friend's side, we did a charity bike ride from London to Paris.
Okay, so you got your practice in already.
That was raising money for just the MS Trust.
Right, yes.
That was in 2008. We raised £5,000 for the MS Trust then.
Oh, brilliant.
And then from that, my parents put money into an account, and the money in that account was for me if in the future I wanted to do any other events or whatever that could be put towards it. Then last March I had another relapse. So it'd been good, I'd had 3.5 clear years.
Oh right, okay.
So the medication must be working.
Yeah, yeah.
I've been told to expect a relapse, about once every 2 years.
Oh right.
So I've gone 3.5 years, I was kind of waiting for something
So for that 3.5 years it wasn't really affecting your day-to-day life?
It's, no, not that anything which is very apparent.
Yeah.
I've still got feelings in my arm because where the scarring is on the spine, which affects my arm. It gets better, but it doesn't get better 100%.
Okay.
And it's multiple scarring, that's what it means. I woke up one morning and looked at my girlfriend and I couldn't see her head. And I thought, right, this is strange, it had come on overnight.
Oh, right.
So I went to the doctors, then the doctors sent me to the hospital. I had another MRI scan which showed scarring on my brain, on the optic nerve, which was affecting the vision.
Yes.
It stopped me, it put a blind spot in my vision, which probably knocked out about 40% of my sight, just off my line of view. And then at that point it was like, right, if when I get better, I've got to get this Ride to Spa thing sorted. I spoke about it so much, and I promised myself that when I come out of this relapse, that's when it's time to get the ball rolling and sort it all out. So I did come out of the relapse. It lasted for probably about a month, that did. And then got better, and then it's like, right, I promised myself I was going to do it, so I got it sorted.
Good for you,
It starts on the 27th of August, which I can't believe it's come round.
Yeah.
Francesco's MD, Ben Compagni, is one of the riders. There is, I'm the only other person from FG.
Oh, okay.
The rest of them are all friends and friends of friends. And when I originally came up with the idea, and we spoke about it with friends, it was purely for the MS Trust. But unfortunately, Anya Campbell, who is the Francesco Group director of hairdressing, her husband is my best friend, Simon Campbell.
Okay.
Their son Jasper got diagnosed with leukemia.
Oh God.
Last October, I think. And this was when this was just in the sorting out stage.
In the early stages,
so it's like, well, right then, let's open this up to not just the MS Trust, but let's add other charities to it. So Jasper was at Birmingham Children's Hospital for quite a few months. While Jasper was in the hospital, Si and you stayed at the Ronald McDonald House in Birmingham.
Yes,
while he had his course of treatment.
Okay.
So we added those 2 charities to the list as well, and on top of that we added Cancer Research and Mind Charity, which I say all these charities mean something to every single one of them.
Yeah, they're all quite close to your hearts.
Yeah. I mean, Cancer Research affects so many people. My mum had esophageal cancer 7-8 years ago, which is very touch and go. She had an operation which removed her esophagus, which saved her life. So thankfully she's still here today. My girlfriend unfortunately lost her father to cancer a few years back. So Cancer Research affects everyone, and Mind, I think, is an understated charity. I think it's something which isn't publicised quite so much. A few of the team have lost people who are very close to them. So again, that's a reason why we added Mind to the list of charities. So
and you've already kind of raised quite a lot of money anyway, so to split that between the charities, they're each getting quite a lot as it is.
We're taking online donations using Virgin Money Giving, which means that all the money goes straight to the charities.
Right.
The whole event has been fully funded by all of us guys taking part. Which means that every penny we raise goes to charity.
And have you all been training?
Yes.
Have you been? How long have you been training for? How's that been?
I've been cycling probably about 150 miles a week.
Wow.
For the past maybe 4 or 5 months.
Wow.
So I've been getting a few miles.
That's impressive.
Yeah. I've not actually hit 100 mile in a day mark in the training. I'm saving that for the ride. So
do you think that's going to hit you as a shock, or are you ready?
I think it might do. We actually, me and Si Campbell drove the route. We drove from Silverstone to Spa.
Oh, right.
To check the route out. We've mapped all the route, and we were under the impression that Belgium was quite flat. But it's not.
Is it not?
The route we're doing. When we get the final climb into Spa is absolutely unbelievable. It's a proper finish to a 400-mile ride.
Yes.
But yeah, it was good to see. It was good to see the route, to drive it, to see what we're going to be up against. But we kept on looking at each other and giggling because some of the hills we've got to go up are really huge. We're going to be having a break in the morning, and then we're going to be having a lunch stop for about an hour midday, and then a break in the afternoon. We marked, when we drove the route, we had a map, I had everything mapped out, and every place where we saw could be suitable for the van to park up and set the table up and whatever, and start boiling water for pot noodles and things like that. We just marked it on the map, so the actual support vehicle drivers have a map with all the locations which could be suitable, so it's then down to them. I'd just like to say a massive thank you to everyone who has sponsored us. If people would like to track our progress when we are riding, we will be tweeting and Facebooking links to a website called Endomondo, where people will be able to actually track us in real time and see whereabouts we are.
Yeah, that'll be really exciting.
We'll be still on track and not lost somewhere in Europe.
And when you get to Belgium, are you going to stay over for a bit?
Yeah, well, we get there on Thursday night, and then it's the Formula 1 weekend. It's the Spa Formula 1. So then on the Friday it's the practice, Thursday it's qualifying, and then Friday practice, Saturday qualifying, and then Sunday it's the race. And then we come back on the Monday.
Awesome. You're going to have a really good time.
Yeah, hopefully.
You'll be knackered, but you'll have a really good time.
It'll be a good reward for all the people. As I say, it's all been fully funded by ourselves. None of the charity money is going towards the Formula 1 weekend or anything like that. But it will be a brilliant reward for
absolutely. Excellent. Well, good luck with it.
Thank you very much.